You want to find out how I plan to have millions of dollars saved up for retirement? Watch this video. What's up YouTube, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my portfolio and how I have my money invested. Well, both Rihanna, my wife, and I's money invested. Where we have our money, why we have our money there, and what our goals are for the future. Now, real quick before we get into this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not telling you where or how much to invest your money. Please do not watch this video and come to any conclusions that I'm advising you. That's not the case. I am just speaking on my own views and opinions on how I invest my own money. If you gather something from that, great. If you don't, that's great too. But I just wanted to do a video on it real quick because it does get asked a lot. Probably just as much as how I made my money, and that'll be another video. So real quick, we'll start with our retirement accounts. Both Rihanna and I have Roth IRAs, and basically what that is, it allows us in the past to contribute $5,500 each into those retirement accounts post-tax, and now it's $6,000 each. So the government has recently raised it $500 each. So it's $12,000 per year that we contribute to that. Rihanna right now is currently part-time and I am self-employed, and I just have access to better investments than doing a solo or 401ks. We don't even have a 401k option right now because again, Rihanna is part-time, but when she goes back to work, we are going to max that out again. In the past, we have always maxed our retirement accounts. It was $18,500, I believe, for her 401k, and then $12,000 total for each of us for Ross. We did that for several years. Recently, we've done something differently, and we rolled the money out of the 401k that she had with her previous employee over to an IRA, so that way we could use that money to pay for her school. And we did this for a couple reasons, and I don't highly advise it for many other people. But we did it because we could better utilize the cash that we have right now to pay for the investments that we have access to give us a much higher return than the money in the IRA. So if you pay for higher education with an IRA check, there is no penalty. We just paid the income tax on it, which is not a big deal for us. We don't care right now because we're in a capital building stage. We took the rest of it and rolled it into her Roth, and there's still some left over sitting there in the IRA that we will utilize again this year. We try to stay under a certain tax bracket. That's why we didn't use all of it. But anyway, that is what we're doing right now with our retirement accounts. Again, we both have a Roth IRA. And she has an IRA outside of her Roth that we are utilizing right now as well to either contribute to her Roth so she doesn't have to put cash in right now while she's working part-time, or to help pay for school because we are again paying for her school in cash and not taking out any loans. Real quick, inside of Vanguard, we are both heavily invested into the 2060 retirement date fund. Basically how that works is that's the year in which we plan on retire, or when we'll be around 60 years old. I think it was more like 2055 for me, but I wanted my retirement account to stay a little bit more progressive even into my later years because I plan on these Roths for Rihanna and I just being sugar on the top for our other investments and other money that we have saved up. Other investments that I have inside of Vanguard, and again, I do not highly suggest investing in individual stocks, but I do play around with my account a little bit. Again, at least 85 or 90% of our money in these funds are in funds and index funds like the 2060 retirement date fund, because that tracks the entire market and we're not heavily leveraged on one stock. But other stocks that I'm individually invested in are Alibaba, Lowe's, Walt Disney, Tesla, Facebook, and Apple. These are all companies that I think will be here well into the future, 20, 30 years from now, and that's why I've invested in them. There's no proof behind that. They could disappear in 10 years, but I really like where they're heading, and I like where they've came from and how much they've grown. So I did put a little bit of money in each one of those, kind of hoping for a home run, and if they lose or go away, again, 90% of my portfolio is protected in the 2060 retirement date fund. Outside of our Roths and our 401ks and our retirement account plans, we are heavily invested, I'd say almost up to 75% now, into real estate deals. We are investing money into real estate deals, flipping those real estate deals and getting a return, because right now we are in a capital building stage. We are building more capital than most people would ever want or need to have saved up, but we're doing that for our own goals because we don't want to buy one property at a time, which is probably smarter. Look, it's probably is smarter, I'm not arguing it, but we are practicing patience, and we want to buy a huge multi-unit, 15, 20, 30, 40 units right out the gate. That way, theoretically, it should be able to manage itself and be more hands-off and be more passive. That's what we're shooting for, so that we don't have to manage these individual houses all over the place. We want one big unit producing all of the cash flow and or paying itself off, so that way it can be an asset to us in the future and we never have to hands-on manage it. Eventually, we will use the bank's money to pay off our assets and let other people's money, OPM, pay for our assets well into retirement, so that way one day we have a real estate portfolio that's completely paid for and cash flowing well into our years of retirement, and that should be much, much larger and giving us a much higher return on investment or cash flow than our retirement accounts. So that's why I say our retirement accounts are kind of just a parachute or a backup plan. And just our retirement accounts alone, if we continue at this rate and investing in them based off of a 6 to 8% return, which is conservative, we should have millions of dollars in there as well. And again, we plan on doing the 4% rule with those in retirement. Basically what that means is we'll withdraw 4% of what they make and we'll leave the remainder in there so we never have to touch our principal. These are all our goals and our personal investments and how we are acting right now because of the situation we're in. And about a year and a half from now, we are going to change up this strategy, buy more rentals, more units, and have those assets paid down again by other people's money. But we are being patient right now and waiting that out. Also, another problem Rihanna and I are going to have is the phase out. Once you hit a certain income, you are no longer contribute the max amount into your Roth IRAs anymore. And once you hit that certain income amount, you have to start looking at backdoor IRAs, backdoor Roths, mega backdoor Roths. Again, other videos on that as well. If you guys want to know more about this stuff, comment below and I will definitely make a video on it. All right, so I hope this video helps explain how my current portfolio is set up and where my investments are. Again, I'm not in any one place. I'm all over the place because you want to stay diversified, but you also want to stay in things that you know. I am not delving into a lot of penny stocks or individual stocks. I have quite a few. I actually probably have too many in my portfolio, but that's, again, they're very low amounts considered to how much money I have in the much safer fund of the 2060 retirement date fund. But I am not in any one thing or anything that I don't completely understand or have some grasp of. You want to know what you're investing in, and that's a huge tip for this video. Just know what you're investing in before you invest it, or give your money to other people for a nominal fee to invest that money for you, and that way you don't have to be a guru on all subjects. All right, if you like this video, please hit the like button down below, subscribe to my channel so that I can get in front of more people and help more people just like you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.